Does anyone else like to address the board? Give your name, please.
Sheri Mitchell, 6121 Diffin Road. I was listening very intently during this whole, thing here, and a few things stuck out to me. First of all, I had no idea that this road was as big as it was. Then I had no idea that we only had about 14 police officers.
14 full-time, and carry 11 part-time.
Okay, but it's a big area, and I'm sure they're not always on duty at the same time, so, and it's like, I live over on Diffin, which is I take Northern Boulevard every day. I get passed constantly, and I'm doing 55, and people are just whizzing by me on my way to 481. So, I'm like, I was listening to what you had to say about lowering speed limits. If it saves one life, then it's worth it. The only way that you're going to be able to save everybody is just to tell everyone that they can't drive anymore, or to, have more enforcement. And I don't really think that we have enough police officers for the size, place that we are. So it's like, Chief Snell was talking about how some of the police officers are doing, time and a half to be able to monitor some of these places. Wouldn't it make more sense than to pay one person time and a half to hire some more people at just regular time? Because I know me personally, the last people I want to be tired and cranky are people with guns, or people that have scalpels or needles and things. I want my medical professionals and my police officers and things to be well rested and in a great mood. So I'm thinking it might be a good idea to look at the enforcement more than just changing them, because you can lower it, but they're not going to pay attention anyway unless they're there. So.
Thank you. Does anyone else like to address the board?
Okay.
Tom, before you start,
Yes, I heard.
did you hear about that? You missed it.
No, I didn't, because see, if I'd have been here, I would have chimed in immediately and said, don't you feel good, Chet, that you're right once in a while, too?
Yeah, how do you know you weren't agreeing with me?
I had the letter.
But I thought about it before you did.
Well, I'm glad you did, and I'm glad that we had some common ground there, because we don't always have common ground. But, one other thing that I wanted to comment about tonight, I had an opportunity to go on the website again and take a look at the moratorium that we had, if I can find it, on the windmills. Bear with me, without my glasses on. And the reason I'm revisiting that is because obviously we've had some people come in and look for exemptions to that. And reading through it, it says, pursuant to statutory powers vested in the town of Cicero, to regulate and control land use and to protect the health, safety, and welfare of its residents, and so on. I guess my question becomes one, at what point does the town become a hindrance in a Big Brother application when basically it's imposing its will to protect us from ourselves? Instead of protecting us from a monopoly like National Grid or what Niagara Mohawk used to be, the people that come in here should have the opportunity to enjoy savings of some alternate energy methods by selling that surplus back to the utility as mandated under the law. We can all go back and revisit what we went through for the town adult use moratorium. I think that was in place about 6 or 8 years. And I guess my final comment would be, with regard to that issue, let's see if this can stay in effect as long and also have an opportunity to squelch the free market effect. We're not protecting the people in this case by putting moratoriums before them. We're actually prohibiting the expression of free use. If the Wright brothers had had a moratorium placed on them by this board, maybe they would have never flown a Kitty Hawk. If Thomas Edison had a moratorium placed on by this board, we might not have lights in this room. And Marconi may have never invented the wireless radio. So we have to start thinking a little bit bigger, outside of the box. People aren't going to be driving down the road with a wind tower attached to their car. But obviously, if someone comes in, they have a great idea, and I think some of you have looked at some of the locations in Clay, for example. If it's something that we can make applicable here in Cicero, then we have to go with it. That's the only way we're going to move forward. That's the only way we're going to develop alternate energy opportunities for not only Cicero, but the rest of the country.